All right, so I want you guys to imagine that you're working on Helpdesk as a technician, and throughout the day you get tickets that come in, and you work them, and you close the tickets, you add time and notes to them, and then the ticket's gone, right? Nothing happens, you just get another ticket, and then another ticket, and then another ticket, so on and so forth, right? Well, imagine a scenario where you get a ticket and you do work on it, and when you close it, you get rewarded. Well, that's kind of the idea of Ticket RPG. So it's a normal ticketing portal that was created using AI, and when you get a ticket, you create it, and then you can close it out, and you gain experience points for that ticket that you can then use to do things like purchase weapons and armor for your hero, and then you can fight bosses and level up and gain, cool things, but in a professional way. So we're going to take a look at this, and I've got ChatGPT-5 pulled up, and we're going to leverage that a little bit today to see if we can, spice things up. But let's see where we're at with this project for right now. So it's a very basic structure. I have, an index.html and a closed tickets page, and then a script.js for the logic and style.css for styling. And I have a closed tickets script as well for a little bit of logic on the closed ticket side. So if I go live on this, let's take a look at it and see what we've got. All right, so we have Ticket RPG, and you can edit the hero's name up here. So let's just call this Terra Nova. I'm level 1, 0 XP, all that stuff. I have a stick. But let's create a ticket, and we'll call it like printer issues. And the description is user can't use printer. So we're going to create that ticket. And now we get a little graph here that shows us our open versus closed tickets and average resolution time that I actually don't think is working right now. So maybe we can use ChatGPT for that. We also have a boss battle down here where we can attempt to fight the boss. Bosses are limited to, I think I want to set it like once per day. That way, like if you're working, a 5-day-a-week job, you get like 5 boss battles a week. But for testing purposes, I think I have this set at like a couple minutes or something. And then when you level up, you gain gold and XP. So you can come here and visit the shop and buy your hero some cool stuff like weapons, daggers, all that stuff. So we'll close that for now. And let's take a look at our ticket, and we can add a little bit of notes. We'll say that like, remote onto user's desktop and fixed printer. Okay, so we're going to add the note, and there it is. We can add multiple notes, and it timestamps them, which is nice. We're going to close this ticket and claim XP. And now we get 1 closed ticket and 0 open. We are level 1 with 50 experience points. So it looks like we got to close another ticket in order to level up. So let's just say network problems here. Internet is out. Problems. Create the ticket. Actually, let's create a few here, just so we have a multiple graph thing going on. I'm just going to type in jargon here. There we go. All right, so we're going to take the network problems ticket, and we're just going to say fixed and close. Oh, add notes. There we go. So now we're level 2, and we've got a little bit of gold. We have 100 gold to work with. Right now we have rags and a stick. So one thing I'd like to do is maybe add like a character sprite right here. That gives a little bit of a visual of what your character looks like. But let's try the boss battle here. So we're going to attempt the boss. And let's see, Nightshade's defense. You gather the courage to face Nightshade. Your effective power is 4. And the Nightshade's defense threshold is 36. It shrugs you off like it was nothing. So it looks like I got to buy some stuff in order to fight this boss. So I have 100 gold to work with. I want better attack. So let's see, what can I buy here? A dagger for +5. We'll buy the dagger. So it says here you bought a dagger for 50 gold. And if I look up here, now my weapon is +5 attack. So as you can see, we can keep closing tickets, keep leveling up. And if I go to closed here, I can see my closed out tickets and their status, and then back to dashboard. So it's basically, at this point, it's fully functioning, which is really nice. But like I said, I want to add a visual aspect here, and also it'd be really cool to have the visual update with what you know, if I add a dagger, it'd be cool to like add a dagger, but I haven't used ChatGPT-5 yet, so I'm not really sure, you know, what it will do. But let's use it to generate an 8-bit character profile icon. So I have this prompt here, and just see what we get. All right, and there we go. That looks really cool, actually. So I'm going to download that, and I don't think it's a transparent background. I should have asked it for that, but that's okay. We can chuck that in like Adobe Express and make it transparent pretty easily. Very cool. All right, so we're going to take this picture and we're going to just dump it in our working directory here. This file, I'm going to name it something more friendly, like character, just char. Dump it in there. So now we're going to add the context through index.html to the character.png asset. And we're just going to say, I want this PNG asset to go next to, so I'm just saying I want this character.png asset to go to next to the name of the character on the top left bar to the left of it. And we'll see what it does. All right, so we got a little bit of HTML update and a CSS suggestion. So we're going to dump this in here. We're just going to see without the CSS styling on it first. So we'll keep those changes. And let's see what that looks like. All right, so it looks like the picture is there, but it's not actually like loading on the page. Oh, okay, see, I see. The CSS styling appears to have, yeah, it wants to make it like round or something. So, all right, so we have a little bit of an issue. It's not rendering the photo properly. Okay, so actually the path might be wrong. Let's just see if it fixed it already here. Yeah, the source. So the source needs to just be assets. And now that should fix that. There we go. Perfect. So that's a cool little visual. I like that. Nothing too fancy. And I love that I don't have to crop it or anything either. My CSS is doing that for me. So that's really cool. All right, we're going to give it the average resolution time and see if that can fix that as well. We're going to give it access to script.js as well. All right, so it looks like we have a little bit of a JavaScript fix for this, so we'll add that. Okay, so it might be actually created, but it's not updating on the index.html. So let's just explain that real quick. So I basically just asked, it might be saving the time, but the index.html file is certainly not showing any changes. And that's important when you're talking to AI, is to explain it the way you're experiencing it too, because if I just said the same thing, which was that update average resolution time is not showing data, it might think that it's not, it might look at the JavaScript file and look for issues there, which is fine, but I actually don't think the JavaScript side is the problem. I think it might be the way that index.html is getting added, but I could be wrong. It is showing me another example fix through script.js. So we're going to add these changes and just take a look anyway. All right, so it definitely added quite a bit. This looks a little bit more promising here. Let's see what happens. There we go. Yep, it is working now. Average resolution time is 3 minutes. Let's just create another one here. Let that sit for like, well, actually, we could just close it right now, and that time should theoretically go down. Yep, there we go. 2 minutes. Awesome. So let's see, where were we at? We have, we've got 50 gold to our name, level 2. Let me just create a bunch of tickets here, close them out. We'll level our hero up and see what we can do here. All right, cool. So we got 5 and 5. Let's just close out all of these with no notes. Level 3, earn 200 gold. So let's visit the shop. I should have 250 now, right? 250 gold, yep. Let's buy, let's see. A mithril blade would be nice. That'd be cool. A celestial katana, that's a lot of gold. Let's see. Let's buy some chainmail for defense. And now we've got chainmail and +5 attack. We have 50 gold to our name. Let me see if it'll let me do the boss battle one more time. Dark Howl. Okay, so actually the status is wrong. It says victorious, but in the logs here, I didn't actually kill it. So that's another issue that we can fix here. Definitely going to give it access to script.js because this is where all the logic is. Font. All right, so I just said when I fight the boss, the logs say that I didn't defeat it, but the status said victorious. Fix the status to reflect the logs. So I need to update the boss status message and attempt boss battle so it matches the log outcome. Currently, when you lose, it sets victorious. This is confusing. Changes something like, oh, okay, I see. So the status isn't actually the user status, it's the boss status. Okay, I see. So it says victorious, but it's, yeah, okay, so the boss is victorious. Okay, so we're just going to actually just change it to boss name like this. Yeah, we're going to do that in script.js. Just to, because that was confusing to me. I thought for some reason that was the player status. So, and this is what I mentioned in the last video was that when you have a lot of lines of code, even if you're adding just one line, like I'm doing right now, if you use that, auto add, it's going to scan through all of your code and it's going to take a little bit of time. Of course, it's way faster than, yeah, I'm just sitting here drinking coffee and it's doing it for me. So, I mean, how can I complain? But theoretically speaking, if I had like a lot more lines of code and I didn't want to wait like a few minutes, I could, easy way around that is to just take like the function here and just do like a control F, find it, and then just scan for it real quick. Oh, it was right there. And then, copy this line and just paste it in there, replace it myself, the old fashioned way, the old way of coding, just copying and pasting, All right, so boss Nightshade waiting for a challenger. Let's attempt. Boom. Okay, so now it says Nightshade is victorious, awaits a stronger challenger, which means I did not defeat it, which is correct. So at any rate, we're going to leave the project right here. I'm going to update this on my GitHub, and it's available for public use. So if you want to download this and play around with it yourself, you're more than welcome to. Link will be in the description below if you have any questions or want to learn more. I'm going to be doing these I'm going to do these a lot, creating little projects like this, just using AI and prompts, not actually coding. And we're going to stick with web-based for a little while and then move on to Python GUI using custom Kinter, maybe a little bit of Django down the road. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for subscribing if you are already. If you aren't, please subscribe so you stay relevant in the AI world. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.